Mgtow Millionaire Lesson 6 Bros Before Thots. Thanks for dropping by, your host Fokker Truman back with another tale. Once I worked for the government in a country in South America. It was quite an interesting experience. Men with power, women with power running around, a crazy parade of headless chickens for the most part. They were sucking up resources and the people's money. I will not tell you I was a saint, far from it. I was part of the vampiric tendencies as well. Now, I am sure many of you know that work in government-controlled offices has changed, the working paradigm shifted thanks to the Me Too movement and third-wave feminism. But that type of movement hasn't reached South America, at least not yet. The beautiful girl gets ahead by giving head. Everybody has something to gain and also something to hide. Funny how these guys talk equality while in government there is a clear structure of power. It is there, you can feel it, especially in South America. Toe the line or eat dirt. I never had to watch my back more than when I was working there. I was part of an investor department pretty high up. Everybody wants your job. Public jobs are the highest paying ones, down south. You know, the funny thing is that the only way to really know a person, most of the time, is to give them power. Whatever is inside has a tendency to come out and reveal itself. This included myself. Before you know it, you are playing dirty to get ahead too. Long live the proletariat. What a bunch of bull. They were all out for the money. Among my co-workers, there was a former beauty pageant winner working the international liaison section of my department. She was a stunner, one of the most beautiful women I have ever seen. We had good chemistry and carried our working duties pretty well. She was the ass kisser and I was the number cruncher. Months passed, and to be honest, working with her was a blast. Obviously, I never went over the coworker line, even though I did cast glances at her derriere every now and then. Eventually, as the days continued to pass, I forgot to look at her as a woman. After all, I was married at the time. One day, after one of those long days at the office, creating cheat sheets for the higher-ups, so they get the credit they don't deserve, my female coworker asked me if I had somebody. Well, yeah, I am married, I replied. You wouldn't know since you have no ring, she said. Well, yeah, you could say that, I said as I pointed out how little we knew about each other on a non-superficial level. Yeah, that's true, she said. Why don't you wear a ring? The question came up. We are not in a good place, to be honest. I forgot to put it on one day and that was that, I told her. Now, my position was highly sought after as it was good money. So I was always weary of anybody. The days continued to pass and several months later, my marriage would hit what would become the end of the road. I didn't know it at the time. So I was looking and feeling down. My coworker asked me one of those days, do you wanna blow some steam? I said, hell yeah, what you got in mind, girl? Just come with me, she replied. Since I didn't give a crap anymore, I grabbed my coat and followed along. We ended up on a very luxurious apartment. She opened a couple of bottles of wine and she heard me joke, curse and just play silly. She did the same, about her life and marriage. At one point I said, you got some mighty rental here, girl. Yeah, husband pays for it. Quite nice, right? She replied. I nodded while drinking. A couple of hours went by talking life and I was readying myself to leave. Thanks for everything, I must be going now, I told her. Are you really leaving? She asked. There is another bottle, you know, she said. I was surprised by her. You said you are sad about my situation, your husband. He wouldn't like this too much, I am sure. I said. No matter how hard it is for both of us, we are married. I like you, I do. Nevertheless, by using all my inner strength, that had previously dwindled with all those drinks, I got to the door. You have a good night, girl, I said as I closed the door and left. What you guys think? Did I do the right thing? What would you have done? Would you have smashed that vagina? If you are learning a thing or two with this, please like, share and subscribe. A big F to those that say forever but don't understand the weight of those words. Stay red-pilled. Truman signing off.